What is up, guys? PetriFyTV here. Welcome back to a brand new bad business video, and today we're going to be doing tips and tricks. So I have a total of 5 tips and tricks that should help you out and get better at bad business overall, but if you're more of an experienced player, you probably already know most of these. But if you're a little bit newer, this will help you out and also make you a little bit more aware of what you should be looking out for while playing bad business. Anyways, let's hop straight into this. So we're going to be going over movement, which is literally 90% of your gameplay if you are a good player in this. Half of the time you are constantly sliding, jumping, moving very quickly around the map, and a lot of people always ask me how I'm moving so fast. I'm going to teach you guys how to do that today. So as you guys can see, you guys are seeing gameplay in the background and my mouse and keyboard in the bottom left side. You guys just have to pay attention to that. I'm going to explain it to you and show you guys how to do everything. So the first thing you want to learn is very simple, is how to slide. You need to learn how to slide before you can learn how to do everything else. So first off, all you got to do is hold Shift and W to make yourself sprint, and then press C. To make your slide come to a stop, you can either let go of Shift, press spacebar to jump, or you can let it just constantly just keep going. But you want to stop your slide a little bit earlier, because then you just slow down if you don't. So either press Shift again or press spacebar to cancel your slide. Keep in mind, if you guys do not like the sliding button, the default sliding button, you can go into settings, keybinds, and change your slide button to whatever you like to use. Me personally, C is a perfect slide button for me because I also use C to slide in Phantom Forces, so it's perfect. So after you learn how to slide, the next thing we're going to do is comboing those same exact moves but putting a jump into it and then repeating the process. So this time around, you want to hold Shift and W to sprint, press C to slide, but before you slide too far, you want to press spacebar to cancel it, but right after that, you go hold down your Shift and W and then press C again to go right back into your slide. Now if you constantly repeat this, you slowly speed up and you just kind of zoom around the map. I call this mechanic the zooming, or aka the bee-hopping, because it's sort of like bee-hopping in a lot of different games. If you guys know what bee-hopping is, you should know what I'm talking about. But if not, I like to call it zooming. So the next thing I'm going to teach you guys to help you out in gunfights, this also includes movement, and it's very simple. The first thing I recommend is going into settings, changing your keybind to proning. Now, proning is where you lay on the ground. So for me personally, I like to put mine on control. On the left-hand side of the keyboard, I like to press control to lay down, so I change my keybind to that. Default keybind is X. So if you guys don't want to accidentally slide or slide and hit X and then go to a drop shot, you might want to change that keybind. But after you do that, all you want to do is simply, while you're sprinting, you run into somebody, you just instantly drop to the floor and just spray at them. It's pretty simple. It's called a drop shot. It's well known in the Call of Duty scene, but yeah, it's making a return into a Roblox game. Sick. So after you learn how to drop shot, now you can kind of combo the slide jump into a drop shot. So all you got to do is do your normal slide, jump, and then press left control or X, whatever your prone button is, and you go straight into a drop shot. So it's basically a sliding jump drop shot. It kind of confuses some people. It does help out a little bit, but if somebody's lagging, it probably won't help at all. But for the most part, it's another movement that you can do to throw somebody off to help you win a gunfight. It's very helpful, promise. So that's all the tips I have for you for movement-wise, and hopefully I did help some of you guys out to move around the map a lot quicker. Hopefully my keybinds in the bottom left-hand side of the screen helps you out. Let me know if it does, because in the future, if I teach you how to do anything else, I will most likely use that to help you guys out. Now, I know a lot of good players already know about this, but some newer players might not. You do not have to aim in this game for the most part. As long as it's not super far away, you shouldn't have to aim. So no matter what, up close, you kind of want to hip fire depending on your weapon. Some weapons in the game have a lot of recoil when it comes to hip firing, so you want to keep an eye out for that. But for example, the G36 has no recoil whatsoever when you hip fire. So it's a very good weapon to use close quarters, and it also has the same exact stats as a UMP-45. So it's basically a submachine gun, just less ammo. Now, another good weapon for this is also the UMP-45, but it has a little bit more hip-fire recoil, so keep out for that. By recoil, I mean spray pattern, by the way. It doesn't kick or anything. It just has a spray pattern. It might go around your enemies, is what I'm saying. So, the best way to win a lot of your gunfights is to use your movement and also hip-fire. If you can combo those two, you're pretty much unstoppable. It will help you out a lot, and I promise that. So, if you can combo your movement and learn how to aim, shoot, all at once, you're going to be pretty good at playing the game. Now, keep in mind, you might not be good at it at the start, or you might be a natural. If you're not that good at the start, Keep working at it, because I promise it's something you need to learn in this game if you want to be better. There's a lot of different things that you can do with nades, and there's a lot of different ways you can get kills with nades. Now, first off, you start with 2 nades when you first spawn in, and how you use them is by pressing G, or you can press 3 or 4. I think it's 4 on your keyboard. If you press 4, it'll pull out your nade, and you'll just hold it in your hand, which I recommend doing that instead of throwing them, because after you throw a nade, it doesn't swap back to your weapon, it swaps back to your nade slot, so you might want to just use 4 and then throw. It helps out a little bit, and it makes it a little bit easier to cook up your nade, so you don't have to hold G the whole time. So what I'm recommending, when you throw a nade, press 4 on your keyboard so you can hold the nades in your hand, and cook them. Now what this means is when you hold them, they start ticking down. You have 5 seconds, you want to throw it around 3 or 4. If you throw it at 4 seconds, you want to be careful, because you might blow yourself up, because it does explode very quickly. As soon as it hits 5, it's boom. And if it's not out of your hand, as soon as it hits 4 seconds, you might end up hurting yourself or blowing yourself up. So be aware of that. Now, the best way to get kills with this is by holding down to about 2 or 3 seconds and throwing it directly at an enemy. Now, if that doesn't work out and you guys like throwing nades and not holding them for too long, you can always throw them into a certain lane where enemies usually run down of. So, for example, on certain maps, you can kind of throw a nade into a little cubby hole where enemies run down a hallway where they could be coming and potentially get a kill over there. No matter what, you should be throwing your nades each life. It will help you out get maybe 1 or 2 kills, and if you're lucky, maybe 4 kills. Now, the second way to get kills with your nades is throwing them at objectives, obviously. Even if you don't know if your enemies are on there or not, you can still throw it at your objective. At least you're using them and maybe getting a kill, and you might be helping out your team protecting the objective. So just throwing at objective a lot could help you out get more kills or help your team in general. Leaning is a very huge thing in this game. I would say it's something you use along with your movement in almost every single gunfight. I recommend leaning every single gunfight. Don't just be normal and stay stiff, just straight looking at somebody. Because when you lean, your character does move, and your enemies do see your character move. It might throw them off a little bit and miss a couple shots as well, and it also helps you look around corners a lot easier, so I recommend using your leaning around every single corner. Now, a couple ways to help you out with your keybinds for that. If you do have a mouse that has 2 buttons on the side, I recommend keybinding them to your mouse instead of your keyboard. It will help you out a little bit so you can use your movement and everything all at once, because if you don't have that, you might want to change your settings in the settings tab and make it where you don't have to hold the key, you just got to press it once. So when you go to slide around a left-hand side wall, you can lean right and slide around the right side while leaning right side. So it kind of does help you out get around corners, and it will help you out in general. So you might want to either do one or the two. So all you got to do is go to settings and enable that where you don't have to hold it. I think it's just, I don't know what they call it. So yeah, you just got to enable it. I'll show you guys in the video. Hello, Future PetriFy here, and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to use your lean properly. So like I said, I use my leaning with my side mouse button, so I don't have to actually use my keyboard, and I do not just press it once. You actually have to hold this down. But I'm going to teach you guys, if you guys are not fortunate enough to have side mouse buttons on your keyboard, I'm going to teach you how to use your lean a lot easier as a keyboard player, so you don't have to, so you can move and lean at the same time. So you just want to go to settings right here, and then as you can see, there's toggle sprint. So if you're somebody that only likes to press shift once and continue running, you can do that. But right here, this is what we're looking at, lean. Now lean, if you enable this, all you got to do is spawn in, and all you do is if you want to lean left, you press Q, and that's all you got to do. You don't got to hold it, you just press it. So now when you run, you're still going to be leaning this way. For example, say you want to lean left and go around this corner and shoot somebody. You just got to press Q once, run, slide, and lean and shoot. Very simple. You just got to press it once and you're good to go. So lean around this wall and shoot somebody. Very, very easy. Hopefully I did help you guys with that. Headshots will help you out a lot in a lot of your gunfights, and sometimes will even make you win your gunfights over somebody else. Sometimes you might be confused why somebody killed you faster than you killed them, even though you got first shot and you hit a lot of your bullets. It either one could be connection, or two, he just hit more headshots than you, and he will win because of that. Now, headshots do a lot of damage, but also aren't as important in other games, so it's not that important, but it will help you out win more gunfights. So one, you're not trading kills, and two, you just kind of outperform the other players. There's really no way to give me tips on how to hit more headshots. Just aim head level. That's all I got for you. And hip firing while aiming head level is probably the best chance you got of hitting more accurate headshots, up close anyways. Longer ranges, headshots are worth it, but it depends on what gun you're using. If you're using like an AK, headshots are good if you can hit them, but you don't have to focus that from longer ranges unless he's shooting back at you. But for submachine guns, if you're trying to shoot long range, you kind of want to hit those headshots because SMGs are weaker from range, so you do want to try to get that more damage in by hitting headshots. It will help you out in the long run, and overall, you might want to get better at hitting headshots. Even if you die a lot, at least you're learning how to hit headshots and head level, things like that. So don't worry about your KDR. Just get good at hitting headshots, and I promise you, if you're a good player and you eventually can hit all your headshots, you're going to be an even better player. And also another thing that helps out with headshots is that there are guns that are coming out in the future, I think, and also there's current weapons in the game. For example, the revolver, it's one shot to the head. I don't know how far out, but it's one shot to the head from a decent range because I've gotten a couple of one-shot headshots from decent range with the revolver in the game. So that's another thing that could help out. If I did help you out in any way, make sure you guys hit that like button down below. Or if you guys want me to do more advanced tips and tricks in the future, make sure you guys smash that like button so I know to upload more videos like this in the near future. If there's anything you guys have questions about or anything like that, you can always comment down below and I can help you guys out there. And if you have any other video ideas for gun reviews or what guns I should review, what's the best weapon, things like that, you can leave them in the comments down below. And I most definitely will upload a video about those things also. But I'm going to go. Thank you guys for the support. I love you guys. Peace out.